Hello, Kyle here, GoG's Guide. We're going to go over variable rules and naming conventions, all that good stuff. You're probably thinking to yourself, oh no, why would you do this to me, Kyle? Giving me rules? I come to programming in my spare time and I get rules in my face? Well, yes you do. And for variables, rules have just a couple little things. It's nothing in-depth, detailed, really hardcore that you have to follow strictly. There's just a couple things that you really should abide by, or you'll get a bunch of errors. So to start off, let's make a new file in our PHP GoG's Guide directory, as you've most likely created if you're following along with these guides. And we're going to make a new file called variable_rules.php. Yeah, okay. And double clickety, open this up. And guess what? We're going to start with our generic naming tags here. Little PHP tags to start off. Why is my keyboard not typing? Why? Oh, okay. I was hitting Control instead of Shift to make a question mark. Silly me. Anyway, start off, as you know, if you've seen, we make a variable like this. My variable equals, and if you want to put some text in it, you put hello world. Oh, hi Kyle. Oh, how are you doing, world? No, anyway. So you have a variable. My variable equals hello world. And as you can see, there's a couple rules that you have to follow. Number one, have to start with a money sign. Money. Got to start with that. Number two, the second rule, this is one you have to follow, not a convention. It'll crash. The world will end if you don't follow this. You must start with a letter, okay? Not a number, not a space, not an underscore, not a picture of a cat, not anything. It has to be in letter, just a letter. So as you see here, I did my variable, right? So if you were to start with a number, nope, doesn't work. You have to start with just a letter. Keep that in mind, okay? And the second rule to remember is that variables can only contain letters or numbers, alright? Should have said that first, but just keep that in mind. It has to start with a letter and it has to be alphanumerical. So only letters and numbers are allowed in the variable name. And keep in mind, underscores are accepted too. PHP loves underscores, so you could do this, for example. My variable. See there? We put an underscore. This leads to our first naming convention. We're done with the rules. That's it. Woohoo! No more rules. Isn't that awesome? Only a couple there. Our first naming convention, though, this is something you should follow. It's strongly encouraged you do. Put an underscore instead of a space, because you can't, firstly. And second of all, if you wanted to separate a few words, say, for some weird reason you call your variable my fluffy cat likes milk. Okay, equals yum. String data, right? As we said, there's string data right here. Equals yum. That's a pretty messed up name. And I'm not retyping that to echo because that's just silly. But you notice I put underscores to separate, not spaces. So you can do that. However, what if you don't want to put a bunch of underscores and make it look silly like that? What if you just want two words beside each other, like my variable up here? Notice in my variable, though, the second word starts with an uppercase. This is another naming convention. If you were to have multiple words, don't start with an uppercase, start with lowercase. Pretty much all programming languages I've used start with a lowercase, and that's the way to do it. Start with another, and if you want to put variable, you start with uppercase. See what I mean? It's easier to read. It's just, you'll become accustomed to it, and it's something that everyone, all the old school programmers have agreed on. So make sure to follow that. And just a quick flashback, if you want to echo out this variable, you do my variable. Woohoo, I'm going to echo my variable. You don't need quotes, remember? That's not string data. It's just a variable. And we'll go here. We have that was a previous project because I messed up in the last video. But whoop-de-doo, we got hello world sitting there just glaring at us. It's all good. We're going to move on to the next video, and I can't wait because I could give you guys a little project assignment soon. We're finally getting into the stuff where I can put your work to the test, if you know what I mean. So let's get going.